How's everybody doing? On today, usually I don't come on Sundays, at least not when it's anything less than football season. But there was a big trade in the NBA today, and just kind of wanted to give my 2 cents about it because I'm upstairs folding clothes when the trade goes down, and I'm sitting here saying this and I'm saying that, and I'm like, you know what? Why don't I just go live and just talk about the ish? You know, and this is not going to be long. If anybody wants to join in to talk the turkey, strictly sports, because I know all of the um, I know all of the stuff that's going on, and outside of sports, and this is strictly sports. We'll talk about that stuff maybe tomorrow. But Kevin Durant, the Phoenix Suns have traded Kevin Durant away to the Houston Rockets. I think this is a big power play for the Houston Rockets, and honestly, some people may think they gave up too much. Other people may think that um, other people may have thought that it was a fair deal. I thought, well, you said you thought it was fake. I thought it was a fair deal. So the Phoenix Suns have traded Kevin Durant to the Houston Rockets for Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, the number 10 pick in this year's draft, and 5 second-round picks. This is according to ESPN. Now, how I feel about that trade, I'm going to be honest. I think it's damn good for the Rockets. Because 5 second-rounders, okay. You're not going to trade 5 first-rounders for a 37-year-old player. I don't give a damn if he is Kevin Durant. And Kevin Durant is a scorer par excellence. And you just missed the wings. He's a scorer par excellence. And when I say miss the wings, I'm talking to my son. Anyway, so let's do the pros and cons in regards to both, in regards to who actually, quote unquote, won the trade. Well, first of all, the only way that Houston was not winning the trade is if you got back somebody who was not Kevin Durant. I mean, somebody who was equal or better than Kevin Durant, which just simply was not happening in that trade. So, and here's the thing about it. Houston, they got to keep. They didn't have. Now, if I was Houston, I would have tried my best to hang on to Dylan Brooks. But given the players that they kept, I like the trade for the Rockets too. You didn't have to give up Şengün. You didn't have to give up Amen Thompson. You still got Jabari Smith. You still kept your young nucleus intact. The Ime Udoka factor definitely plays a part, because while we saw what happened when you let KD try to run a franchise in Brooklyn, no good. The reason why the trade with Phoenix did not end up working out is Phoenix messed that up, because under no circumstances, once you acquired Kevin Durant, should you have traded Chris Paul for Bradley Beal. To me, that was dumb. That was inexcusable, because you left your team without a point guard, and you had 3 players essentially playing the same position. I know Kevin Durant can play center, but that's not his biggest attribute. And Kevin Durant's an excellent defender, but playing the 4 or playing the 5 is not best for him. So I think that's honestly why I don't think it worked out in Phoenix. And this is a situation in Houston where now you get to find out how much Kevin Durant still moves the needle for an NBA team. This is a tailor-made, perfect situation for Kevin Durant to win a championship. And I heard a couple of podcasts saying, well, it's not going to be good for Kevin Durant if he wins or if he doesn't win because, blah, 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 blah. They were hearkening back to the Golden State situation. And I couldn't disagree more with that because when he signed with Golden State, mind you, he was a free agent. When he signed with Golden State, Golden State was already a champion. They had already won a ring. Golden State, Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, they won championships before, during, and after Kevin Durant. This is a Houston Rocket team that is getting Kevin Durant because they believe that he is literally the missing piece. He is a closer. And that is what they were lacking in the playoffs against against the Golden State Warriors. Jalen Green, who people try to put the superstar tag on, is just not a superstar. He froze. He shrunk in the playoffs. He was inconsistent. He had one good game in the playoffs. And I'm not saying that Jalen Green is a bad player, but he ain't Kevin Durant. And it was, there were too many nights with Jalen Green where it was hit or miss. And it was majority miss during the playoffs. And you just can't have that. And now you get a player like Kevin Durant, again, with Şengün, with Fred VanVleet as your point guard, who also is a champion, with Amen Thompson, with Jabari Smith. You don't lose any of these guys. And it's like, bruh, Houston, I would put Houston coming in the next season. I would put them as the favorite to come out the West. And I say that I don't care what Oklahoma City, I don't care if Oklahoma City wins or loses tonight. I put Houston as the favorite. Now, well, let me say I put them as the favorite if all rosters stay the same. Now, Oklahoma City still has enough picks where, let's just say Oklahoma City fucked around and went out and got Giannis. That moves the needle for me. But I would ask, what are you giving up for Giannis? Because if Oklahoma City was able to get Giannis, I would part ways with Chet. I'm just saying. But from the Houston Rockets standpoint, you're going to see now how much Kevin Durant moves the needle. And like I said, I think that situation is different than in Golden State because the Houston Rockets haven't won a championship in 30 years. The last time they won a championship was 1995. Guess that was just a championship year for the state of motherfucking Texas, huh? That the bitch-ass Cowboys, Rockets winning in 95. I mean, it is what it is. But they haven't been to the finals since said year 1995. So you bring Kevin Durant with this young nucleus and they won a title. No, I think that hits way different than the titles with Houston. Way different. And this isn't a team like on Brooklyn or Golden State with established stars. Steph, Clay, and Dre were established stars for the Golden State Warriors. Kyrie Irving and James Harden were established stars with the Brooklyn Nets. Devin Booker, Bradley Beal, they were established stars. Şengün made his first All-Star team. Amen Thompson has never made an All-Star team. VanVleet has made one All-Star team. Nobody considers him a superstar. And I believe Kevin Durant can change that narrative. And if he can still move the needle, then I would put the Houston Rockets as the favorite right now based on what they did not have to give up, what they were able to keep with this trade. Now, as far as the Phoenix Suns are concerned, guess what? Now you have to figure out what you're going to do because I believe Jalen Green is going to get traded from Phoenix because with Jalen Green on Phoenix, you essentially have three of the same player with Jalen Green, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal. And Bradley Beal has a no trade. He has the no trade clause in his contract. So he's probably not going to want to go anywhere. So you have essentially three wing players, all of the same. And I believe Jalen Green is going to get shot probably draft night or possibly pre-draft. So And all I can say is if that's the case, Jalen Green did that to himself because he had a chance to establish himself as an elite up-and-coming player in this league, and he just simply did not do so in the playoffs against the Golden State Warriors. And, that's on him. That's on him. So if you're Phoenix, now Dillon Brooks, matter of fact, I mean, you have literally 4 wing players because that's what Dillon Brooks is. And yeah, it wouldn't surprise me if Jalen Green, you would probably want to keep Dillon Brooks because Dillon Brooks adds a toughness, which a lot of people have been asking, what is Houston going to do about Dillon Brooks added the toughness factor. Well, I mean, if you can outscore everybody, and again, you still have Amen Thompson, you still have Jabari Smith, you don't necessarily need to go all in when it comes to, you don't have to be, well, I'm tougher than you when you can outscore everybody. And Houston, mind you, the Houston Rockets was the number 2 seed in the Western Conference coming into these playoffs. You did not have to give up your core of young players. And you just got one of the greatest all-time scorers in the history of the game, who, even though he's 37 years old, averaged 26 points last year. Now, the one thing that's going to be a question with Kevin Durant has been a question with him, honestly, since his last year in Golden State is, can you stay healthy? Can you stay healthy? I mean, but honestly, Kevin Durant is brought over. He's being brought to Houston for April, May, and June. He's not being brought over to Houston for October through March. He's not. Now, it would be nice if you're the Houston Rockets to be able to have, if you can have home court advantage, then great. Because those championship Warriors teams, what's the one thing that they always had the years they won the championship? I guess with the exception of 2018 when they had to beat Houston, oddly enough. But Golden State always, the Western Conference playoffs always shit. The NBA, the championship always went through Golden State. Always. With the exception of the year KD ruptured his Achilles in 2019 against Toronto. So, again, I love the deal for the Houston Rockets. I do. I think that, to me, now I'm saying this today off the heels of the trade, I'm saying this off the heels of the trade and looking at everybody's roster for what it is right now. As of right now, I would have to put the Rockets as the favorite because they're a stacked team. They're stacked. They have depth coming off the bench. You add Kevin Durant to the fold, the Ime Udoka factor, and they just signed him to a long-term extension as a coach. So Houston is going to be around for a little while, and they have a serious window to win a championship between now and I would say the next 3 years. And if they do sign an extension to Kevin Durant, I would say it would probably be no more than 2-3 years because, again, he'll be 37 years old coming into next season. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. And I believe Houston may have just hit the lottery. They may have just hit the jackpot. And there will be definite heavy expectations in H-Town next year. They will be expecting to win it all, as they should be. They should have aspirations for winning the title. And that's good. I mean, this trade to me is good theater for the NBA. Now the NBA needs to do some tweaking to the actual game. They need to make some rule changes, particularly when it comes to the three-point shot. They need to put a three-point limit in the NBA. They do, because the way some of these teams shoot three-pointers is just with the Boston Celtics. It's just ridiculous. Okay, it's ridiculous. It sucks. But I can't argue with this trade. the drama, the talk that this trade has accumulated. So I just wanted to come on here and talk a little shit, give my opinion on this Kevin Durant to Houston trade. One of my Aaron said that Kevin Durant, what did he say? He's a team hopping thought, or something like that. But it's funny, and this is his 5th team. He is going into mercenary territory when it comes to how you view him. But let's see what happens in the 2025-2026 season. So it's your boy. I'm going to go back to enjoying my Sunday. Y'all be careful. It's hot as a bit out there. I went out earlier, and trust me, I ain't going out no more. I am in the house. I'm in the house just chilling, playing a video game with my son. I'll check out Game 7, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace. I'm out this bug. Love you. Oh, yeah, bro, I'm going to be ready. Love y'all, and see y'all tomorrow.